Hi everybody, CohhCarnage here with another thoughts video, this time on Callisto Protocol. Callisto Protocol is basically wants to be a newer version of an old classic called Dead Space, which is funny enough getting a remake here in the near future. But it basically wants to be a survivalish horror game, mostly on rails with a little optional side content, of a super biological, horror-y, dark, visceral, immersive adventure. That's what it set out to be. Callisto Protocol does some things very, very well. And because those things were so good, I actually really enjoyed my playthrough. Things that you will get out of Callisto Protocol. Very cool, immersive, interesting sci-fi environments. Crazy, weird biological enemies and fatalities. Very immersive and top-tier sound design and immersive sound quality. And overall, I did enjoy the story, although we're going to get to this a little bit later without spoiling. Things you won't get out of Callisto Protocol: an engaging immersive combat system, a story that makes perfect sense, especially when joining things together. As of making this video, a decent save point system. The thing about this game is that this game is, in my opinion, the definition of what you would call a janky game. There are things in this game that are, in many cases, AAA quality, like the environments, the sound design, the mocapping, the actors did a great job. Like, there was some really great stuff in this game. But there are also parts of this game that are, frankly, very poorly designed, technically just, especially when the game released, like technically inept. Like, there were huge technical issues when it released. Thankfully, a nearly day one patch fixed that. Or in some cases, things that are just either rushed or unfinished. I do want to kind of stress that even though I do feel there are major parts of this game that need pretty significant work, I did like my single playthrough. It's not the kind of game that I'd probably want to go back and play again just because of the other issues, but I'm super glad I played it once. I did love the aspects that I liked enough to where I do hope that there is a DLC and potentially a future game that can hopefully fix a lot of the issues that I had with it. But yeah, the big kind of warning here is all of us were really hoping that this was going to be a $60 to $70 AAA new Dead Space. It's not. It's not. It's parts of it are, and arguably some of the most important parts of it are, but the total package is not quite there. It's not quite there. It's just not. The biggest issues I had with it, the combat system, like I said a little bit earlier, or towards the end of our playthrough, the combat system feels kind of like No Man's Sky did on release, where the combat system is a collection of interesting ideas, but none of them are really developed enough to where like the whole shebang makes sense and is cool. The combat system is immersive breaking at times and goes between that and kind of like broken at times. The stasis part of the system, for those that remember Dead Space 1 stasis, that I loved. And there are even times in the combat system where you can see like glimpses of greatness. Like there was one great kind of boss fight that everything kind of clicked and worked. And I was like, okay, that was cool. I'll give you that. That was cool. There are many times when you walk up on a situation, there's lots of environmental elements, and you use stasis, and then you whittle it down to one guy and you have a good fight against them. And you're like, okay, like that works. Like there's glimpses of greatness. But the issue is that, especially when you're talking about a $60 or $70 game, you're not looking for glimpses. You're looking for the whole picture. You're looking for the total package. And that is unfortunately not going to be there in this. My adventure was about 10 hours, which for me is okay for this kind of thing. And keep in mind, actually, mine was like 10 to 12 hours. But one of the reasons I took so long is because not only did I 100% it, but there were many times when I was trying to play a specific way, and that kind of artificially inflated the length of my hardest difficulty playthrough. Things did get a little bit repetitive, and there is no question towards the end, I was just kind of like, all right, ready to finish this. But the thing is and I do come back to this. I do hope that we see this company stick with it. I think that some of my major issues with it can be patched out, and I do think that there are some can't, for the record. Some are foundationally design issues, but some, like the save point system, you could literally fix the entire save point system in a patch by, you know, making this exit a store and it saves. If you walk over a save point twice, it saves again. Like there's all sorts of little things they can do to fix that. Make a save system that actually works. The save system is a joke. The save system is like an open door elevator, an open door button on an elevator, which most of the time isn't even hooked up. It's a joke. The save system is not a save system. It is a save the recent checkpoint you went through system. So if you go through a checkpoint and then you spend 5 minutes organizing your inventory, upgrading, looting a room, and then you walk into the next room and die, even if you saved it after doing all that work, it still reverts it to wherever the save point saved. Honestly, I think they wanted a save system and they put the save function in there, and then they were just like, we'll just go with the checkpoint system, and they just didn't take out the save system. It's very strange. But anyway, and I guess you can hard save checkpoints, but it's not a save system. It shouldn't be there, to be honest. But anyway, TLDR. The important parts of this game, the level design, the immersion, the sound, the artistic part of this game is AAA. It's fantastic, and it did make my single playthrough worth it. But unfortunately, a lot of the rest of the part of the game, including some of the technical elements, really detract from the experience overall and made it so it would be a very hard sell for me to recommend as a $60 product. So anyway, that's where I am. I did like Callisto Protocol overall, even though I did get a little frustrated with it towards the end. I do think that this game has huge potential, and I very much hope the devs stick with it. I would love to see this game like burst back onto the scene with everything it did well, and also maybe really focusing on the stuff it didn't, and bringing it all up to the same level of that AAA style quality rest of it. So maybe we'll see that, maybe we won't. But anyway, I did enjoy my time overall, and if you do end up playing it, I hope you do too. That's it from me, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/CohhCarnage, or on YouTube under the same name, and I will see you next time.